Hello, this is Lamb Control. Welcome to another awesome broadcast day. This is our last broadcast. Whoa, hang on, camera. It's our last broadcast. It's our last broadcast for the year. This is Nick Hunter, this guy right here on your screen, right? He is day 3 of a 3-day extraordinary FileMaker event, where he teaches you how to make $1 million guaranteed if you follow his proven success formula for getting rich. Today, you'll be rich by January 1st. Yep. So, and this unbelievable low price of this webinar is totally free for you. So, welcome everyone to another awesome day. We are broadcasting here at fmtrain.tv. I'm going to go through the opening stuff real quick. So, we have live training schedule that's coming up, except that we are jumping ahead. Today is the last broadcast till January 4th. I know I'm going to miss all of you. Ellen and Elzo. We're going to miss Canberra and Dave and Dirk and Foxy Jack and Aditi and Jay Dripper and Jericho and Ken and Kyle. Let's see. Brudderman too, don't forget. NJ is here. Wow, awesome, NJ. P-Brain Pete, Scott Can, of course. Elzo had a question. I'm going to deal with his question briefly here. Welcome, everyone, to an awesome another day. So Nick is going to clean up today. He's got an awesome sample file that he's threatened not to give us unless today. I think he's going to wait till the end because he might add some stuff to it. I do want to probably pick up, I'm going to kick this one down the road a little bit, but what I want to do is, Elzo sent me an email and was asking about this very unusual error code number, and I can't remember what the error code number is. If you want to put it in here on the conversation also. But basically, FileMaker, this is actually a really big conversation, but I'm just going to briefly mention this to you so you folks know about this. So FileMaker in version 9.1 or 9.0, whatever it's since been fixed. Yeah, it's a very long conversation. I really don't want to get into this too much. I'm going to take away from Nick. But the short version is FileMaker had a bug where it would report that you had a corrupted layout. The layout wasn't corrupted. FileMaker didn't know. The recovery command, so here's understand how this works. So when FileMaker builds a feature in the product, like you put a field on a layout, there is XML code and CSS code to describe how FileMaker renders that. FileMaker sees this stuff kind of in XML, its own code, and its structure. We've talked about structure data versus data, right? The structure, right? And when they do that, they somewhere they have a dictionary of all the things they could put on. They could put a button here, they could put a graphical object there, they could put a text here, you could put a field here, you could put a portal here. It starts at this point, goes this point. And so it's kind of like vector artwork kind of stuff. There's an image, it starts here, and then it tells you about the layers where everything's at, right? So when they do that, they have this dictionary, and then they have to go on the other side of the system where they have the compress command, which is a maintenance command, and a recover command, which does maintenance, and they have to explain that dictionary to the recover command. Well, what they had is they had a breakdown between the people who wrote the description on one side and then a recover command on the other side. And so people were getting this error, like error 8423 or whatever it was. 8473 is kind of an unusual error. You have to do a search in Google for it. And it turns out that you were getting erroneous reportings of corruption. And I had several engineers go into panic and start rebuilding layouts and charging customers for this and all this sort of stuff. I had a former engineer who doesn't work for us anymore, who is better that way. He's just he's kind of a guy that needs to run his own company because he's, that kind of guy. So anyway, he was kind of all agitated about this, and I hadn't heard from him in a long time. He's like, hey, what are you doing about this? And what are we going to do? And what the fuck? And I'm like, hey. So what it is Claris fixed the problem by basically updating the dictionary. So you need to update the latest version of FileMaker, and this problem should largely go away. Kyle knows about it. He's talked about it. But he says, Kyle, 19 had some issues. 19.1's better. So far, no issues in 19.2 unless using Big Sur. So, yeah. So, anyway, the structural, so understand that Claire says every time they issue a release, they can break stuff. So it's a minor thing. I think we'll probably dredge it out and talk about it probably on a Friday cleanup day where we do random samples and things like that. So if you do have random samples, you want us to pitch them, talk about them, things like that, feel free to send them to support@RC Consulting. Put live stream on the subject so I know about it. That would be really great. So, Nick, are you there? You kind of went. Well, before we go, so I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FMtraining.tv. I have great people here like Nick. You can't see. He's hiding back here. We're just like, where's he at? Oh, there he is. I'm going to show half of Nick. You can only have 50% of Nick right now, half Nick, okay? And so if you want to support the channel, you want to help us out, make sure that you purchase our training. We have training bundles that are available. So if you go to fmtrain.tv, you go to this website, what you end up doing is you see these tabs here. You can see the upcoming schedule right here. And then you also see you see you see the other courses that we have bundles. We are actively working on the book. I know we say it, then it doesn't get done, and it's because we're doing lots of crazy stuff. So how do we only have to pay half price? So do we only have to pay half price? If you email me, if all the people here email me, and say, I heard you can get it for half price, you email me, I will give it to you for half price. Okay. Great. So Nick, are you ready for day 3 of 3, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. So thank you for introducing me. Yeah, so yesterday, about Big Sur, this explosive cocktail with his FileMaker 19.2, Acrobat Pro, and Big Sur together, like this is. Okay, so if you have Acrobat and stuff like that, you need to deactivate the extension, to get FileMaker working again. Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining me today for this third day. So today it's the last day of these 3 days, and it's a great day because I have a great thing to show you. So let's start immediately. Less talking and more actions. Because I have some kind of lot of to say about this, and so I want to make sure that I have some time. The last 3 days, we explored how to use, the value list, and to have the value list with globals, so we can have value lists that jump across our tables, right? So far we understand that how it works. We understand how the related value list works. When you have you can have you say you want that value, but only the one related with the ID of the user, for example, etc. So we showed that on the day 1 and day 2. So I'm not going to go back there, okay? But today we are going to work about what we call conditional value list, okay? So what is a conditional value list? It's a value list that depends. It's a serial of value lists that depends on the previous one to populate. For example, here I am in California. California has these cities. Okay. If I have in Florida, I have those cities. If I am in Nevada, I have those cities. If I am in Texas, I have those cities. So you see that I have one value list that is driving the next one. So let's continue. Now I'm saying, okay, I'm going to San Francisco, and now I have the department. So in San Francisco, I have 3 departments. I have accounting, design, and development. But if I'm going to Sacramento, I have 3 other departments: dispatching, logistic, and warehouse. And in Los Angeles, I have another one, that's marketing. And in Fairfield, I have financial, the headquarters, and the human resources. So see, this is driven by this field. So now let's say I'm going to get the human resources here. And here you see you have Dave Anderson. This is the guy we do the human resources at RCC, right? So you see here, you have, and if I change this, of course, that's changed that. I have multiple IDs here. Each time I'm changing something, right, ID changes, This change, the ID here, the ID here, the ID here. So how you do this? You do this by using record-based value list, right? You use records with IDs. So let me show you, because I built for you a great UI for that. So this is your UI. This is how you build conditional value lists. You are in California, and you select San Francisco, and you have development, and then you have those guys. If you go Sacramento, you have these guys here. So let's say here, I want to add myself here. Okay, oops. So yes, something else. This UI here, I built everything. I built the thing like it was for a customer. That means, yes, when you add something, you edit inside, but then you click, see, you click. If you want to edit this, you double click and you edit. You click outside, and if you want to delete, you just select it, you press delete and you delete, right? So you have a great UI here. I built the thing to be extremely simple and straightforward. By the way, just to make sure that you understand, everything you're going to see today, everything you're going to see is those are the scripts. 3 lines. Okay, it's 9 lines because I have this, but you know, here, very small, very slick, very lean. Okay, so all of this is in those small scripts. Okay, so you see how you do that. So pretty much what you do here, when you do something here, you create a record. Okay, you create a record, and creating the records, you add a UUID. But for example, because I have this California selected here, when I create a record here, I'm using a relationship here. So I'm showing you the relationship for the creation of this. This is how you create the things. So you are in the value list 1. This is a value list 1. There's 4 levels. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 level. Okay, so 1 level, 2, 3, and 4. When you create a record for let's say for the number 3, the second column here, when you create, automatically I'm using a low creation of record here, but whatever I have here in this column here, California, Nevada, whatever the ID here, that will be the foreign key for the 7th column. If I'm going to the number 3, you will see the foreign key is whatever in the whatever the selected one here. So when you click here, you populate kind of a global field that will be used to set up the relationship in order to create the record with the correct IDs. Okay, so here in this table here, I have the selected 2, 3, and 4. I don't have the selected 1 because by definition I am in the value list 1 here. This here I am in the local value list. So let me show you how this is built. Okay, right quick. So here I am in a layout. The layout itself points to the 1. So this is the current table. Those 2 and 3 and 4 are related tables. Okay, so they are related tables, and to get the relationship together, I have this, and this. Okay, so I have those fields here, right? So those fields. So when I click here, so I am in the number 1, you know, the column 1. I am in Nevada, and when I click here, I populate this one. Let's go. Okay, I'm populating this one. I populate this one, and then I populate this one. So clicking, you populate the global fields. So populating the global fields. Then, for example, if I want to add an item here in that column here, That means I have, let's say I have Sacramento selected and I want to add something in Sacramento to connect, to create the link together. It will base all the relationship, all the record I'm going to create. The foreign key of those records will be whatever is inside that global, because this is where you put the ID of the second column. So if I create here, all those records have this as a foreign key. Okay, all of this. Then then when you switch, you have this, right? So it's very simple. When you crack the nuts, you will understand how it is built. Okay. The benefit also is to the way it is built. You eliminate all the problems of the confusion of having in design. I'm going to address that next year anyway during my webinar about the design. But you cannot have editing and selecting in the same time. Most of the FileMaker developer, what they do, they let this to be editable, right? And then this is editable, and then they have a button there to go there, pretty much. But this is editable. That means you can edit this, but then you have a big problem because you click here, you don't know, when you click here, you think you are editing this, and then you are in Fairfield. You're not in. So it's a nightmare. It's not at all a good thing to do. So you have one click, you select, 2 clicks, you edit. Okay. That normal. This is how everything in the software industry works. So you're going to crack the nuts here. Of course, you have to make sure that it is not possible to add a value in a 4th column if none has been selected here. Okay. See here, the button here is valid, but if I'm here now, this button here is not valid, because I didn't select some. I can add something here, but I can add something here only if something here is selected. So I took care of this. I really took time. It took me 3 hours of my time to build this, but I want the thing to be clean. Okay. This is okay. So now let's show you. So now that you have the relationship, that you have the browser, you have a kind of a browser, you have the related records and the relationship make together. You can use this also as data entry. Let me explain. You see here, you can use value list, and I'm going to show you how to create the value list later. Okay, you can use value list like this, but this, in my opinion, this is really, really like 1982 like kind of interface. Okay, so let's say what in 2020 we can do. Okay, so first of all, you need to create a new what's the name, so manager info, for example. Okay, and you do this. Okay, you do this list, and value list item 1, value list item 2, value list item 3, value list item 4, and you're going to substitute this. You substitute this with normally you should be familiar with the substitute stuff. I want that to be the substitution, and I'm going to show that here. So this is 1980. Let's see what we can do in 2020. Actually, I don't need that. I need this. Oops. Manager and manager info. Okay. So I go there. San Francisco design, Nick Hunter. Okay. That's what I select, and I press OK. Bam. California, San Francisco design, Nick Hunter. So this is what you have. So you can populate those instead of having those menus, which is pain in the way, you know where. You can just have this nice layout. You can even have a button here. Technically, what I'm doing here, I'm doing this, right? You can do, this is nice too, you can, not conditional, button here. You can set up that a button, okay? And you say new, see how simple it is when you have the right UI, new window. It's a Carlton window, and you point to the conditional value list. You don't want the close, you want to dim. And when you have the hover, when you hover, you want the text to turn blue and underline, and you copy this here, press, you want the same. So here, see, now you have a button here. So you click here and you say, oh, I want San Francisco accounting. Oh, I want Fairfield Financial Ellie Mary. Okay, bam. See, California Fairfield Financial Ellie Mary. So this is 2020. This is 1992. Okay. So, but you see, I populate the same info. Pretty much, the script that does that, that populates the information here, is just setting fields with this. I'm setting this field, this field, this field, this field. Okay. So now, remember, I promised you something. I promised you to show you one day when you'll be nice with me, and this is my Christmas gifts. Okay. I promise you to show you how you can wipe out fields without any scripts. Pretty much what I want to do, okay, by wiping out this field, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one to go away. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, I press delete, bam. Just because I wiped out this field, everything goes away. There's no tricks, no triggers, absolutely no triggers. And there's no triggers here. There's no trigger here. Absolutely no trigger. There's no buttons. Okay. How the hell I can do that? Okay. So there's multiple things you use for that. First of all, normally you should learn that those value lists, okay? So first of all, how you create those value lists, okay? So those value lists here, okay, they're all calling the records over there, in the browser stuff, okay? But I have multiple kind of table name. I have multiple table here. I have the value list item 1, 2, 3, and 4. See, remember, I have 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 tables, okay? And each table here are related together here, right? With those IDs. This is what is driving the what's the name? The value list. Okay? So see the value list. Each value list is, for example, here how it works. So I need to explain to you that. When you click, let's wipe out this. When you select California, you have one ID coming here. Now, this ID goes to the value list number 2, okay, and points to the foreign key. I need this. The foreign key that is related. So the column 2, the item number 2 is related to the item number 1. So you see the EE stuff. This is what is going to select. So this link here is going to grab me this. So I have a relationship here that says, okay, whatever in the ID in the value list at 1, go to the value list number 2 and get the foreign key 1 as a key, right? Then my value list kind of engine here, it says, okay, go to the value list number 2, which is this is the relationship that I use to connect the IDF, the foreign key 1, 1, remember? Okay. And then only the one related to manager. So pretty much what I ask here for, I ask, okay, get the value from this guy here, but only the one related with the ID list 1, ID value 1. Okay, this is a condition. So that's why now, because I selected California, this value list will return those. So now you continue. Now I'm selecting Fairfield. So now I have 2 IDs here. The ID 1, it's okay, it's done. I don't need the ID 1 anymore because I used it to populate this. Now I'm going to refer on whatever the ID number 2 to populate the number 3. So I have another relationship. Say, okay, go there, take whatever value here based on the ID value 2. So based on this value here. So what the things do is going to the number 3 table, okay, and take whatever the CD will return, it will return this. So let's check. Yeah, it returned this, financial, human resources, and headquarters, right? Now, again, number 3, you do the same thing. The third here, you go there, you have another relationship that goes to the number 4, because this ID 3 will drive the 4th column, right? It's very simple. The first ID drives the second ID drives the third, and the third ID drives the 4th, right? Moki said it's a evolution ravioli of value list. Yeah, but it's kind of cool. This is how you handle the conditional value list, and see, it's you can have 10 or 15 if you want, right? Like this. But as I said, what I wanted you to show you, I want to show you that's kind of a design here, because when you see this design, you understand what's going on here. See, it's like it's a browser, right? Mm-hmm. So you immediately see what's going on. The problem is most of the people have difficulty to build this kind of design. Why? Because as I explained, they have the problem with the edition and the renaming, and so they have 5,000 buttons per. So it's not our intuitive. So and that's why I wanted to build it, because here you select, double click, you edit, right? Of course, if you edit this and you change to Sacramenti, okay, now it will become Sacramenti. Okay, it doesn't break. I mean, it doesn't break anything. Why? Because I rely on IDs and I don't rely at all on names. So let's put back Sacramento. Okay. So now I want to continue how to wipe out this. Okay. First of all, when you select something here, how can I get the ID here? Yes, I know you have this old 1960 technique. It's not even 80s. It's from the 60s. So you have this antique, crazy, completely out of mind technique of showing 2 values and hiding the one and not showing the other and stuff. Look, it's this technique here. I don't know if you'll use it. It's I don't even know why it doesn't work anymore here. Oh, because I mean, look, it's this technique here showing the second one, not the first. Okay, this, I never used that since, I mean, for 15 years, I never used that anymore, okay? So, because this doesn't work. So how you do that? So this here is the field where you put the name. It's a text field. You put the name here. Okay, it's a text field. Okay, text. Okay. And then you have the ID that goes with it. Okay. Whenever you select the text here, you have a link here, and I'm using the link only for this. Okay. To say, okay, whatever you put in the value item, whatever you put there, that match the value. That means if you put California here, you know, let's do something to show you, to get you to explain, you know. If I put the value list item and I type manually, oops, sorry, and I type manually, okay, oops, damn it, okay. If I do this and I type Nevada, it changes automatically the ID. You know, just typing the name, right? You have Texas, boom. See? If I go there and I add New Mexico, okay, I have a new one. As I type here manually New Mexico, it will get the ID. Okay, so pretty much I have a value list that will get me the values that are there right now. Right now I have those values. Okay, so right now I know those values are valid. Okay, because if I change the value here, I call that you know, Old Mexico. Okay, so you see, I changed the value, but I didn't change the ID, right? So you know what I mean. So and here now in this it says Old Mexico. So because whatever I put there, the name I put there will match this. I have a lookup based on this relationship, the name with the name, the value with the value. Okay, I have a lookup here that says, okay, you know what? Whatever matches, you know, between the name and the name, get me the ID, you know, and then it's done. I have the ID. So whatever you change the name, I don't care, because the ID is there now. Okay, so now that you know that, what happens? What happened if I leave this the way it is right now, standard? You know, I leave it like this. If I put Nevada, it doesn't match anymore, right? Doesn't match anymore. Nevada is not there, you know, or Nevada, you know, it doesn't match a record. So, but I have the ID here. It didn't wipe out the ID. Okay, it didn't. If I remove this, the ID stays. So the ID stays since I have nothing here anymore. Okay, so let's go back, put Nevada, okay, or Old Mexico. Okay, we have more Mexico, and now I go to the lookup kind of stuff, and I say, okay, no. Forget about don't copy content if empty, because I want that to be, I don't want that, you know. And when it doesn't match, if no exact match, then you don't say do not copy, you said use blank, use nothing. So here what happened. If I do this and I said Mexico, doesn't match, and the ID is gone. Now, if I say Old Mexico, the ID is back. If I wipe out this is gone. Okay? If I type California, the ID come. If I count California, doesn't work. Okay, so you see, this is how you do to wipe out IDs. So hold on, it's not done yet. Now we saw how we can wipe out lookup kind of things, how we can use lookup to get the data or wipe out the data depending if it matches or not. And it's very important because most of the bug we have is because, oh yeah, at one point you get the data because you match the thing matches, and suddenly you put something else that didn't match, and then you are off. Let's say, for example, I have this situation. I have Florida here, okay? And I don't know, I type here, right? And I come and said, okay, oh, by the way, I want France. Oh, hold on, I need to deactivate this. So this is the case scenario, okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's say I said I want all Mexico here, right? And here I change this and I say France. So you have the name France and the ID of all Mexico. So your stuff is broken completely. So depending on how you build your stuff, you can have a giant big bugs, and then you can stay months here trying to figure out what happened. Okay. So by the way, automatically I put that always. Always I put my lookup like this. I want the thing, if it doesn't match, remove the hell of the thing here. Don't play games. If I do this and then I put France, something that never exists, wipe out the ID. It's forget about the ID, right? So now we saw how to wipe out things from the lookup, but now I want to wipe out things from a text field that doesn't have lookups. Okay, so here how it works. Forget about this for now. Okay, forget about this for now. I put California, I put Los Angeles, I put marketing, I put Carlton. Okay, and I want, when this field is wiped out, I want the others to go away. Okay, you go there. So this is a field I want to drive the deletion of, of everything. So this is my first one. So I don't put any auto entry calculation here. Let's start with the number 4. Okay, who is driving the number 4? Because I don't want just the number, this guy to wipe out all of them, but I want also, if I change to Los Angeles to Sacramento, I want department and staff to go away because it doesn't match anymore, right? See, Sacramento, bam. He wiped out this one and this guy. Now, if I go there and I say San Jose, or for example, if I go here and I want to select logistic, I want staff to go away because the staff is not the same for logistic, it's another staff, okay? So I need to drive this. So it's very simple, actually. The value number 4, I want the value number 4 to go away when I change whatever in the value item 1, whatever in the 2, whatever in the 3. One of those 3 wipe out whatever in the field number 4. So that is how you use it. You use a let statement. Normally now you should be the kings of the let statement.
Okay, so we'll question. Michael Gravel asked a question. I don't know how far back he asked this question, but he was asking about allowed deletion. The relationship is his question mark. And so it's probably about something previously you were demonstrating here.
What?
He basically said, Michael Gravel from Montreal said, allowed deletion in relationship, question mark. Once again, it's a little out of context. I'll paste it in the Slack here. Or into, not Slack, but into Discord. Yeah. So I'm not sure where that was at. And then Wally wants to know, how advanced, is this for advanced people? I guess he's asking the level of complexity.
No, I know what it means. I know what it means, the deletion on relationship.
So let's deal with that one. Then the other one is Wally has a question about this. I'm putting that in there.
Let me finish this stuff here because I was in the middle of the demonstration.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, don't worry. So I need to define my triggers. So I use the let statement, and I was saying you should be kings of let statement right now. So in the let statement, I say, okay, I evaluate when something evaluates in value 1, when something evaluates in item 2, when something evaluates in item 3, you delete, you put double quotes. Now, that's for the number 4. The number 3, okay, I want this field to be deleted when the 1 and the 2 get changed, and the number 2 is simple. I just want when something in the 1 will. So it's a domino effect. If I change something here, right, because I said I have an auto entry calculation, that says remove something here, it will do the cascading things, you know what I mean? So it's kind of very simple. And if I do this, it changed everything. So that means if I have this, this, and this, okay, if I change this, bam, everything has changed, because this is how you do. So you don't need triggers. And come on, when you use this technique, you are addicted of it. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you right now. You're going to be addicted, because sometimes, oh, by the way, when you delete, when you delete, let's say something, Nick, I want the first, for example, and the last, for example, okay? And, and whatever, and I can use this technique here to say, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? What if evaluate first, okay, you change, you remove the last, right? For I just make up, okay? It's not so I have the first and last, right? So if I have this, for example, I put, oh shit, I need to change that because it's very annoying. So I put Nick, 100, okay? And if I remove Nick, I want Hunter to go away, because it's not. I just make up. Okay, of course it works also with related field. I mean, you can put a related field here; it will work. Okay, because you are evaluating. So because actually last time, I don't know when, 2 days ago, Kyle and I, we were talking about the evaluate. I don't know, last week we were talking about evaluate. I don't know, we remember. Oh, with the self. When we do the self function video, we were talking about the evaluate. So this is another thing also. By evaluate, you are forcing FileMaker to say, okay, I'm a lazy piece of software made in California, and okay, I'm going to evaluate for you something that I should have evaluated, right? So pretty much you force FileMaker to do something when you do this one. And this, because you force FileMaker to do something, that triggers the calculation, and the calculation said, oh, return, empty, So that's how it works, right? So it's very cool to get something like to wipe 4 fields, and now you understand something. Because I'm wiping out the data inside that field, inside those 4 fields, because I'm wiping out those, then the lookup takes over and wipe out also the ID that goes with the lookup, right? So it's I'm combining 2 techniques here to get everything to be wiped out. Normally, you are using a bunch of set field, right? To wipe out this, right? That's why we call those courses lean design, because I don't need 200 set fields for that. I don't need set fields at all. I don't have set fields, okay? Set field, it's a big event for FileMaker. It's not a small thing. Set field, it's a big event. Each time you can avoid the set field, avoid it. Yeah. So everything is everything will be fast when you do this technique here. Okay. What about deletion? Most of the people have problem with this, and I have a technique here to make sure that you don't do stupid things. Okay. I never take care of the deletion here unless it's obvious, right? But I don't have any deletion here. I don't have any deletion. Let's say, for example, when I delete something here, let me show you this. When I delete something here, let's say if I delete San Francisco, right? I want everything here to be deleted and everything here to be deleted, okay? That's what I want. So automatic, otherwise you have a ghost records and for no reason, right? So, but I don't want that because you know what, we all know deletion of related records sometimes can be tricky. Sometimes, you know, you don't understand why you say, oh, I deleted a contact and all my invoices disappeared, okay? Yeah, so because you don't, because FileMaker doesn't return that critical information. You have the other, you have the other thing, how you know which one could be the culprits when you have something related data that got deleted and you don't know where. You don't know which one of your relationship is doing this, okay? You don't know where, okay? So here in that example, I took care of that, by the way. I didn't know that the question would come up, but as you can see here, I have those two relationships here, you know. They are there only for that. They are those relationships. The purpose of that relationship is to delete the related record whenever is needed, okay? So here, for example, you see, I don't have a deletion for the number 2. Why? Because I'm using this one. This one, actually, I should have done this, okay? Because this one is, it's because it's straight from this one. You know what I mean? It's the, I don't need, actually, you know what I mean? I don't need an additional one because I'm straight from the layouts. I'm there already. So I don't need to repeat that. So here, I'm using this as a deletion. But when I delete record on the, when record got deleted in the number 2, I want to delete things on the number 3 that are related to the ID number 2. Same here. When you delete something in the number 3, I want something to be deleted in the number 4 related with those, right? So those two relationships here are there only for the purpose of deleting related record whenever I want them. So now I can show you in a big giant file how it looks when when you deal with a big schema. Okay, so when you have a big large schema here, it's coming. Okay, this one deletes, this one creates and deletes, this one deletes. So if I go there, bam, I have the delete. I put the information inside the name. Then I know, okay, which one could be deleting things here? Okay, this one is deleting. Okay, you know that, right? Immediately. So so there's no surprises when you go. So you say delete, sort, create. So this one, okay, look, all of this, boom. I put the information in the name. FileMaker should do that. FileMaker should be, I don't know. I advocated by an automatic naming here. I advocated to be automatic, and to be able to use the and maybe you can help me here. Look, when you go to a container field, okay, and you can go to the storage, right? You can build your own, you know what I mean, Richard? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You can build your own path. You can build your own path that you want the account name, the company name. You know what I mean? You
That's
can build your
that's for open, non-secure storage, right?
yeah
Yeah.
open storage. Yeah. So you can build your own stuff. I was advocating for the same thing here to be able to I build my own automatic system, naming system that say, okay, I want a number, incremental number. I want the current table name. I want the target table name, and I want the foreign key, and I want this. And it could be, okay, I don't want the automatic. I want the specify, and I specify the name I want. Okay. I designed the thing and so if you want that, you can call Clary, say, okay, hey, you know what? We want what Nick wanted. So, yeah. So let me answer the other question because we have two questions here. So okay, this is how advanced people, Wally, Sue, and okay. This is for how advanced people. You mean what the whole thing? I mean,
I
yeah,
think it's intermediate. I don't think it's advanced.
intermediate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, okay, if all those 3 days, day 1, day 2, day 3. If you don't master this, you will have difficulties to get, to the next level. You need to go there. You need to explore. What I suggest you to do is to use my file and experiment with this. Okay, but here. You can deconstruct what I've built, but it's very simple. I did on purpose to build things very simple. The layout here, you have 1, 2, 3, right? One field, one button, one conditional formatting, very simple, and that's it. There's no crazy filters. And here you have the what's the name? The button here. It's kind of very simple, and I try to help you guys to understand this one here, the add values. So you need the parameters. Those are parameters. Oops. So the parameters you need to put there. Those are the parameters you need to put there. You need the field name to create the records. You need the global field name. You need the UUID. Okay, so. You need those information to get that work. Okay. So yeah, it's normally, okay, I'm using, I eat my own dog food, like we say. Okay. That means I'm using everything that I'm telling you or all across all those webinars, everything that I explained to you, I'm using it. Right. So then you can see that in, the set field by name. You should know that by now, and using the script parameter, you should know that by now, etc., etc. Right? So it's the double click, very simple. The double click is kind of.
We have a video on that. Go to our video training that people everyone here should have the training. Just do a search for the word double, DOUBLE, and you will get the training on that. We have it covered. There's a couple different ways of doing it. We did it based on a sample file from the folks at Digital Fusion. It was Excelis. Someone had a sample. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. The advantage of the one I'm doing it is very simple. That means you have nothing. The technique here is to kill the what's the name? The idea is to kill the secret. Let's say, when you want to use a double click, when you implement this script here, which is pretty much this is the action. This is the action from the first click. Okay, this is what happened on the first click. This one, okay. This pose.
Yeah, that's very similar. That's the way that the demo that we have in our video.
Awaits for click 2, okay, for second click. Okay, and then this is the action. This is the action from the second click, you know. So the secret here when you do this, why we have a pause here, while wait for the second click that will kill, right? Actually, that will halt the current running script. So what happened here? I'm saying that when you double click, you click first, you launch the scripts, and then you need to select this. You need to halt current script. I mean, when here you have multiple options here. You have halt, exit, resume, or pause. You need to halt it. So the first click, here how it works. The first click here, launch this, okay? It set the click to 1, the variable click to 1. That means I have my click here now is click number 1, okay, number 1, okay. Then it does whatever it needs to do for the click number 1. Then it waits for the second click. The second click happens, right, and kill the script. It kills it completely. That was the second script. And it relaunch it. It launch it again, but the global variable is still in 1 because it didn't go there to reset the click value because you killed it. It was there waiting, and then you cut the head of the script, right? So now the script is running again, and it does again the action number 2, the first action. It does it again, and it waits for that, but you don't kill it. And now the click number is 2 because when you launch it the second time, it took whatever in the click variable and you add 1. So now you perform whatever you want the thing to do on the click number 2. And now I want to go to the object defined by the script parameter, right? And then you reset the click to be 0 because you want to reset it. So it's very simple, right? And there you go straight to the field. Don't use go to field. You said go to objects. Follow what I've done here. It's very simple. So if we don't have any other question, I think we're good to go and for the Christmas break.
Yeah, no, it's good. When people are looking at it, we're kind of landing here. Do we have any? I'm checking YouTube, and let's see. Joel Schumann says, can you add more than 4 lists? See, I hear myself again, Nick. Can you add more than 4 list OS subfields?
Oh, you can add as many you want.
Yeah. So
you mean here? You mean here?
I don't know what Joe posted this second.
Yeah, you can add. You can go. You can go as many as you want. You can even have an infinite system if you want. If you want to expand that, you can be infinite. You know, but it's kind of more complicated to build the infinite thinking. But you can. Yeah, you can.
All right, cool. All right, what else? Go ahead, Nick.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Nothing important.
All right, cool. Well, that's it. So, Foxy, Jack, Dripper, everyone, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, Happy Hanukkah. You know, whatever your flavor of holiday is, that's totally great. Welcome, everyone. And then we'll see you on January 4th, right, Nick? And then we're going to post the sample file here, Nick.
Yeah.
Do we want to do? Are we going to replace the day 1 file? Or do you want to replace the day 1 file? Or do you want to? Is this like a new version of the day 1 file, or what is this?
Yeah, we have we have what's the name? A version for every day. This will be day 3.
So okay. Do you have a day 2? Because I don't think I have day 2. So you want me to post day 1, day 2, and day 3?
But I sent to Miles yesterday. Okay, I'm sending you day 2.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sending you day 2 and day 3.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll make it the existing download link. I'll update it to include the 3 files, so you don't. There's not 3 downloads. It'll just be you get a package of all 3. So figure that probably in about an hour or so. Okay.
I have a question from my Manco if you want
Sure.
to answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so is asking me if what he show a picture of something that comes from FM Launchpad, but I have it. I think I have it here too. I mean, I want to answer because it's interesting. It's you guys ask me, oh, we want to know your tricks. So this is my Christmas gift. Okay, it's Christmas time. Okay, it's Christmas. So here, when you select here, what's the name? I copy the ID of this value list. Remember, Amanco, yesterday I showed you how to go and populate globals. In my script here, you have a script, and I'm populating the value list with the ID of the value of the value list here. So in order to populate this, so if here, for example, if I will go there and I want this ID, I click here, right? And now I can set, this will be I have the ID, right? I copy the ID. So I want to answer this question because it's interesting trick here. The field needs to be available in the layout in order to be copied. So you cannot copy a field. You cannot use copy copy like this, right? Edit copy this, right? You cannot use that function if the field is not in the layout. Even if it's outside here, doesn't work. Okay? If it's outside here, it doesn't work. It needs to be in the layout. But I don't want this in the layout. But I want it in the layout. So I'm putting that outside here. I'm putting the field in the portal here. The field is here. I want to copy this field. The field is in the layout, but the portal is shook like this. So this goes to the field next to it, but you don't see it, right? So you ask me for my tricks. This is one. So so you have a nice copy thingy and you don't see it. That's it. Christmas gift.
There you go. All right, what else? Anything else?
I don't think so. People are they like I eat my own dog food. Yeah, it's we everything that we do here is issued. Is not the theory that you heard from another guy on the internet and that who heard from another guy on the internet. No. This is real world stuff. I use my stuff. We use everything we say here, our everyday work, right? It's not like just theory, right?
Yeah.
So
one point I want to point out here. So we had a conversation. I was having a conversation with one of the folks here. In fact, it was one of the Sheelys, and they were asking about getting a review of the audit trails. And her request to me was, hey, I have this audit trail, and but I want you to do for those of you who have not heard of this service called Consumer Reports. It's where they take a bunch of washers or dryers or lawnmowers or cars or whatever, batteries, and they compare them against each other and you have the best one. And she was looking for a Consumer Reports comparison of all the audit trail technology that's out there. I'm going to mute myself here so I don't have to hear that. Oh, I still hear myself. So yeah, I hear myself through your headset, Nick. So back to that again.
Oh, really?
So, and the issue is that we don't, in order for us to present the material, we have to have experience with it. And we don't use everyone's audit trails because some of the audit trails are from companies that I don't necessarily, use or like or trust or whatever. We've had experience with before, and I got burned by their stuff, and I'm like, yeah, not playing that game. So the audit trails that we're using are, we can't do a consumer reports comparison for you. Like, there's 12 different techniques, and we're going to give this one a B plus and an A minus, a score of 92.3. We can talk about the stuff that we've done. We've done a lot. We've done most of the stuff, but there's going to be questions out there where you're asking about stuff that we don't do and don't use. For example, someone says, hey, do a demo on integrating FileMaker with zero accounting. We don't use zero accounting. We don't have any experience with that. So if you're looking for someone to explain to you how to integrate FileMaker with zero accounting, we would have to go learn it and then present it, or have an engineer learn it to help a customer. So just to get an idea, there's not everything that we have the ability. Agent Chevy, can we make the import file easier for users so they don't have to manage the field mappings? Did he ask that one already, 210? No, he asked it just now. So Agent Chevy was asking, can we make the importing file easier for users so they don't have to manage the field mapping on the import wizard?
Yeah, there's different technique you can use for that. One is to use kind of a shadow table. You import in that table whatever you don't care about you don't care about the name of the fields, okay? And then you deal with the first record to be the name of the field in FileMaker, right? And then you can have a kind of a relationship that does that, right? So it's
you suck it in out of the temp, like a temp table, right?
Yeah, temp table, yeah. Temp table. You have a temp table. Of course, you need to have the first record that needs to be the name of the field, okay? And then because you have a field 1, field 2, field 3, you duplicate fields. Like you have 200 fields in the table. You use like 10, for example. You import something with 10 fields, okay? And then you can transfer this using kind of a relationship like inside your system. So it's possible, but I mean, they did a good job with the new import dialog. I mean, I like it. Personally.
Yeah, so I would just caution, Nick said something a second ago that said shadow table. I would highly recommend striking that from your terminology in this case. Shadow table has a very specific meaning in the world of FileMaker. So I would say a temp table, a dummy table, a table that's going to be temporarily used as a kind of a staging table. You're going to stage the data there for the person to get it in there, then it kind of sucks in the rest of it. Shadow tables have to do with ODBC and external SQL sources and stuff like that. So that's that's multiple test questions on the certification test talk about the word shadow table. So, all right, well, that's it for today. We'll see everyone January 4th. See ya.
And the guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.